Okay, so you previously mentioned to me that you recently had COVID, and it was quite interesting. What were the consequences of this at a physical and mental level? So, would you like to describe to me how this manifested actually?
Yeah, I was, as I think I said in an earlier conversation, a little bit arrogant about my my experience when I tested positive. I genuinely thought this will be with me for 2 days and then I'll crack on with life. But it
Yeah.
definitely knocked me more than I expected to. Now, I will say that I wasn't sofa bound like some other people that I know. A friend of mine said that he couldn't even leave the sofa. I was
Oh,
able to move around, grab food whenever I wanted it, and I didn't have a loss of taste or smell. However, an interesting side effect was the sensory overload that I experienced. My auditory sense in particular was acute, which meant that listening to music was really cool. And also my physical sensations on the skin was very weird. I had a burning sensation on the skin, but actually that proved to be quite useful in mindful meditation, body scan practice. The downside, worse than anything, aside from the lack of energy that I experienced for 2 weeks. So last week I tried, for example, to do the physical job that I do, and I wasn't able to do more than half a day, which really frustrated the hell out of me. So that energy loss was really frustrating. But I think worse than that was actually the psychological impact. My anxiety levels increased. I had a weird feeling of vulnerability that I hadn't experienced before. I felt like hugging my son on a regular basis whenever I saw him. I felt very emotional at pretty much anything and everything, especially if I happened to be watching TV and it was all about a father-son relationship. There was a point actually where I started to choose to watch movies that I knew would make me cry because I was enjoying at one point this kind of release of emotions. But yeah, that one was the weirdest and something I did not like at all. This involuntary, sorry, not involuntary, but this heightened anxious feeling that I was experiencing, where a lot of the methods that I normally employ to keep my mind in the right state weren't working. Very, very interesting.
okay, definitely. Was that the first time you had COVID?
As far as I know,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, I see. Okay, interesting. Definitely a very special experience, might I say. I had COVID last year, and I had completely different symptoms, I would say. So the loss of smell and taste was really annoying and it actually persisted for several months after my COVID. It was last
Wow.
year in January. Yeah, so January 2021. And yeah, I wasn't expecting that because I was literally like eating food for months without actually tasting it.
Wow.
So really weird, but fortunately, eventually this went away and everything got restored. But yeah, that was it for me.
Interesting. Well, all the more reason for both you and I, you obviously have already done this, I would imagine, to consider detoxing from that experience.
Oh yeah, I already did. I
Yeah.
actually I took some chlorella and I took a couple of other supplements that are good for detoxing. So, and of course, a good way to get rid of senescent cells and have a senescent detox, where after after some sort of illness, including COVID, I think, because when there is a lot of inflammation going on in the body and there is a lot of deregulated processes, you will eventually end up with more senescent cells. So it would be nice to have basically a detox from senescent cells too. So this could be achieved with quercetin, which is a very well-studied senolytic supplement. And there are some people that take it on a regular basis, so let's say 500 mg every day, but then if you want to do this concentrated detox protocol, what I would recommend, for example, is to take 2.5 grams of quercetin every day for 5 days. And then during this time, you can also take 1 gram of chlorella. So this would be a powerful detoxifying agent, basically. And yeah, in my experience, this gives a really, really nice detox kind of result.
And maybe add a bit of pine needle tea, I hear, as well.
Could do.
That's amazing. That's really cool. I'm going to do that. The funny thing is, I don't have in my list of supplements quercetin, and I keep meaning to get some. This is a good reminder for me, absolutely, to go and buy some. Okay. Elena, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dave. Really enjoyed this.